Shout out to everybody. We are back. You know what I'm saying? I do want to say, shout out to Jimmy Carter, former president. He's passed away at age 100. So he's lived a really long life. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to say shout out to him. Anytime anybody passes away, we do want to give them their respect. It says former president of the United States Jimmy Carter died on Sunday at the age of 100. The news was reported at 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon by the Atlanta Journal Constitution. James Earl Carter Jr., 39th President of the United States, was born October 1st, 1924, in Plains, Georgia. Carter has many titles under his belt, as he was the oldest living president, as well as the oldest post president. His 77-year-long marriage to Rosalind made him the longest married president. So that's pretty cool. So he was the oldest living president. You know what I'm saying? He had the longest marriage out of any president. So I don't know, man. Shout out to him, man. He had a pretty long life. So that's him and his wife. It says September 15, 1966. Then Georgia State Senator Jimmy Carter hugs his wife Rosalind at his Atlanta campaign headquarters. Rosalind Carter turns 96 on Friday, August 18, 2023, and is celebrating at home in Plains, Georgia, with her family, including former President Jimmy Carter. Her plan includes eating cupcakes and peanut butter ice cream, then releasing butterflies in her garden. So this is the photo or whatever that was going on. It says Carter attended Georgia Southwestern College and the Georgia Institute of Technology and received a bachelor's degree from the United States Naval Academy in 1946. Yo, he became a president with a bachelor's degree. What? It says in the Navy, he became a submariner, serving in both the Atlantic and Pacific Fleet and rising to the ranks of lieutenant. He also served as senior officer of the pre-commissioning crew of the Sea Wolf, the second nuclear submarine. Yo, so he wasn't scared of nothing. Yo, I'm not about to be in nobody's submarine, bro. So he definitely wasn't scared of nothing. He in a nuclear submarine. He a lieutenant. Shout out to Jimmy Carter. It says when Carter's father died in 1953, he resigned his naval commission and returned with his family to Georgia. He took over the Carter farms, and he and Rosalind operated Carter's Warehouse, a general purpose seed and farm supply company in Plains. He quickly became a leader of the community, serving on county boards, supervising education, the hospital authority, and the library. Yo, he was involved in a lot of stuff, man. Says in 1962, he won election to the Georgia Senate. He lost his first gubernatorium campaign in 1966, but won the next election, becoming Georgia's 76th governor on January 12th, 1971. Yo, and he was a governor. Bruh, this dude has done a lot. He has done a whole lot. On December 12th, 1974, he announced his candidacy for president of the United States. He won his party's nomination on the first ballot at the 1976 Democratic National Convention and was elected president on November 2nd, 1976. He served as president from January 20th, 1977 to January 20th, 1981. The one thing I do remember about him is that he was very interested in whether or not there were really aliens out there. So he was wanting to get access to classified documents to see whether or not, aliens and all of that was real. Because remember the whole Roswell and all of that? Like, I remember him being very, very interested in that. They say he has something to do with let me see. Let me look this up before I really say it. Hold on. real quick. Yeah, so yeah, I'm right. Let me show y'all this real quick. So I mean, it's the thermostat program, thermostat control program. Show y'all this. I knew there's a couple things I remember about Carter. It says the Jimmy Carter thermostat control program that saved about it says the Jimmy Carter thermostat control program that saved about 300,000 barrels of fuel daily has been turned off by President Reagan for being an excessive regulatory burden. Yeah, so I remember that, the thermostat program. So what else did it say? It said on December 12th, 1974, he announced his candidacy for president of the United States. Yeah, he won his party's nomination. I read that. It says a few major foreign policy accomplishments of his administration included bringing peace to the Middle East through the Camp David Agreement of 1978, ending the 29-year state of war between Egypt and Israel. He also broke ties with Taiwan and reopened diplomatic relations between the United States and China. Okay. The administration's achievement included a comprehensive energy program conducted by a new Department of Energy, deregulation in energy, major educational programs under a new Department of Education, and major environmental protection legislation, including the Alaska National Interest Land Conservation Act. Yo, so he was heavy and being involved in everything, bro. It says in 1982, he became university's distinguished professor at Emory University in Atlanta and founded the Carter Center. Actively guided by President Carter, the nonpartisan and nonprofit center addresses national and international issues of public policy. He was definitely a public, you know what I'm saying? Like, he kept the public in the forefront of everything that he did. It seemed like, yo, this is a pretty good article. WTVM.com. This is a really good article on him, man. It says the permanent facilities of the Carter Presidential Center were dedicated in October 1986 and include the Jimmy Carter Library and Museum administered by the National Archives. Jimmy and Rosalind Carter also spent life after the White House, volunteering 1 week a year for Habitat for Humanity. Yeah, so he was like, bro, he loved people. Like, he had to. Bro, I got Republicans sending me yo, I can't believe Jimmy Carter died. Like concerned, you know what I mean? So a lot of people really rocked with this dude. So he was also known for teaching Sunday school for several years at Maranatha Baptist Church in Plains, Georgia. It says on December 10th, 2002, Carter was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. He also the author of 32 books. His last book was published in 2018. Yeah, I mean, he deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for real. Shout out to you, Houston. He's I think you're a member on the channel. I appreciate you, bro. He got the $4.99 donation. He says salute. Yo, we lost a president, bro. Jimmy Carter. Yo. Yeah, but he definitely deserves, if anybody deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, it's him. Yeah, he just died, Kimberly. Yeah, he just died. It says, Nobel Peace Prize, 32 books. Yo, I know he lived to be 100, but I'm like, yo, you know how you think you busy? You know what I mean? Like, you think you got a lot going on. Like, bro, I'm low-key lazy compared to this dude, bro. How much stuff he had, going on in his life is insane. He's always, and, back then, it wasn't obviously like now where you got all these distractions with phones and all of this stuff. You know what I mean? So maybe it was so boring, you had to be involved in every little thing, you know what I'm saying, to keep from being bored. But man, like he has done a lot. 32 books. You know, like Nora Roberts and people like that who like publish books. A lot of them have like writing teams and stuff like that to do all of their writing. I wonder if he actually wrote all of these books. He probably could have like 32 books, like maybe because he seemed like he's a very busy person. He probably could have wrote that. 32 books is a big deal, bro. That's a big accomplishment. Says on May 30th, 2023, the Carter Center announced that Rosalind Carter had been diagnosed with dementia. The Carter Center stated that she continued to live at home with her husband, who was also in hospice care as of February 2023. So that's the great part about them like earning like all of this money and, you know, being able to have like this, but you know, they can be home. They don't have to be in, you know, sit to like a center or something like that. When you are president, you know, you're going to get, you know, you ain't got to be like everybody else. You know what I mean? You're going to get that special care. Even when you get dementia and all that, like you're going to get that special care, you know, but he deserved it, man. Like all of that. But dementia is something serious, man. Like I don't know what scientists like are doing with that. Like I'm sure they're trying to figure out like how to reverse it. You know what I mean? I think last time I read about it, they got like medications called Aricept and things like that. What is it? Diazepam that slows the, you know, the dementia down and stuff. It doesn't stop it, it like slows it down. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, shout out to him, man. It says on October 1st, 2023, news leader 9 caught up with friends of Jimmy Carter's to talk about his legacy and plans on his 99th birthday. Rosalind died on November 19, 2023 at 96 years old. She was placed in hospice care just 2 days earlier on November 17th. She had a long life too. Being married to a president, you know. Carter turned a century old on October 1st, 2024. News leader 9 spoke with a former White House organization member on his honor. Check it out below. Very, very good article. Very good article on Jimmy Carter. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did a really good job with that. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Let's see. We're going to read a little bit more. And then we go. I don't want New York Times. I ain't trying to. They don't rock with them like that. Let's see what they said about the great Jimmy Carter. Yes, I'm a Republican, but I can show respect. You know what I'm saying? Former President Jimmy Carter dies. It said Jimmy Carter, a one-term U.S. president who dedicated his time after the White House to widespread humanitarian work, has died at the age of 100. So he beat the odds. It says Carter, who became the oldest living ex-president after the death of George H.W. Bush in November 2018, had the longest post-presidency in U.S. history, having left the White House in January 1981. On February 18, 2023, the Carter Center, a charity founded by the former president, announced that after a series of short hospital stays, Carter would begin receiving hospice care at home instead of additional medical intervention. On November 17th, yeah, I mean, you don't want, you know, when somebody's like that old, you know, it's, I mean, I don't know. Y'all know what's crazy? This is gonna sound, this is not no hope or nothing like that. I'm seeing people living like past 100. Like that really be like past 100. Like it's a lot of people like that now. I'm talking about like 105, 100 and like 8. Like, I mean, that is like becoming normal. So like before when you see somebody like 100, like, oh man, like that's, but 100 is like becoming normal, like for real. So, but that's a long life, man. Very long life. So the charity founded by the former president announced that after a series of short hospital stays, Carter will begin receiving hospice care at home instead of additional medical intervention. I can't get mad at that. It said on November 17th, the center announced his wife Rosalind Carter had also entered hospice care after previously being diagnosed with dementia. She died 2 days later despite being in hospice. Carter appeared at her funeral. That's sad. But hey, I mean, I don't even know if he like, really knew what was going on. They probably just brought him out. He probably didn't know what was going on. So on May 14, 2024, Carter's grandson, Jason, the chair of this Carter Center, said the former president was nearing the end of life. And that's kind of cool that Jason, the grandson, kind of kept people abreast on that. Like, yo, Carter's like approaching the end of life. That gives people time. Like that article we read before gives people time to like put something nice together for him. You know what I mean? I don't care, bro. If you were the president, you got my respect, bro. You know what I'm saying, like going through all of that. Like if you pass or something, like I might not like you when you were the president, but you done ran the country. Unless you Nixon on, really. Nixon, I can't really rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Biden, I don't really rock with you either, bro. I'm just saying what it is. But, if they pass or something, it's what it is. You know what I mean? Give me a little respect. It says, but shout out to his grandson for keeping everybody abreast on what was going on. Jason let people know that he was approaching end of life. Said he really is, I think, coming to the end that, as I've said before, there's a part of his faith journey that is so important to him, he said, and there's a part of that faith journey that you can live at the very end. And I think he has been there in that space. It says that Carter made their last public appearance together in September 2023 when they were spotted riding in a black SUV at the Plains Peanut Festival in Plains, Georgia, 7 months after the former president entered hospice care. Carter had few public appearances over the last years of his life, and which is to be expected, He and his wife skipped Joe Biden's presidential inauguration in January 20. Remember they had him like out saying that he was voting for Kamala? I was like, man, y'all leave Carter alone. Let him chill out. Like throw some football games on for him. Let him chill. Respect him. You know what I'm saying? I'll be bringing him out here for all of that. Give him some respect. Said Carter had a few public appearances over the last years of his life. He and his wife skipped Joe Biden's presidential inauguration in January 2021. Their first time missing the ceremony since Carter was sworn in as the 39th president in 1977. Oh, so he's been on all the ceremonies? Wow. It's their first time missing a ceremony since Carter was sworn in. So he's seen all the ceremonies. Yo, that's fire, bro. So he took that oath of office serious. Said, but Carter continued to speak out about humanitarian and political issues. One thing I do want to say, y'all, people tried to paint Carter out to not be that bright, right? They tried to do that. But when I would read about him, I'm like, yo, like this dude, I do remember like, yo, he's kind of done a lot in his life. Like I remember that this is like, I think it's like 15 years ago, something like that. 15, 16, something happened. I was like reading about him. That's remember I told you about the thermostat thing and I looked it up and, that's how I knew about that. And I'm like, yo, like he actually, because they tried to play it like, oh, he always thought about aliens. But then when I was reading about it, I'm like, yo, this dude's smart. So he wasn't what some people like tried to make him out to be. You know what I mean? He was a smart dude. It said, but Carter continued to speak out about humanitarian and political issues. In January 2021, Carter joined with other former living presidents to condemn the violent insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. I can't rock with you on that. You know what I'm saying, Carter? Because them people at the people that got locked up, there's like a $50 billion lawsuit going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like hold on, let me show y'all this. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah. January 6th, $50 billion lawsuit. Yeah. Let me show y'all this real quick. I can't rock with you on that, Jimmy Carter. I can't, man. You know what I'm saying? It said January 6th political prisoners file landmark $50 billion lawsuit. What y'all against the DOJ? What do y'all think about that? What's up, Kari? Let me read some of y'all comments real quick. Marcus Chapman's in the building. He said, listen to me. We got Medical Dillard in the building, said Cashville, Tennessee, 615 in the house. I'm in Nashville. You know what I'm saying? Said Carter was a Southern Georgia boy. You know what I'm saying? He was a Georgia G. You know, putting respect on that man's name today. Shout out to him. And then Jajika said he was a peanut farmer. Yep. And then hold on, I can't read that because we showing respect to that. Billy said I served under Mr. Carter in the Navy. And then Dom said it should be a limit on how long they can be in politics. I mean, it kind of just seemed like he was doing humanitarian stuff for real. You know, like after all of that. But nah, I mean, like there should be. You know, there's some people that should not be in politics, man, after a certain period of time. But I think they start like because their names get so big, they get like a team like around them that, you know how they want everything and just still running everything a certain way, even when they get up on the podium and cake talk because they don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They team be the people running everything. But yeah, like I completely agree with you, like with that. Kimberly said he was a good man, too honest for politics. That's another thing, Kimberly. For real. That's why I wanted to put respect on his name, like being real. You know what I'm saying? Besides the January 6th, like, I think he was like one of the. I think people didn't like him because he was, you know, like honest about things. Like, he didn't really hold back, like, how he felt. Like, when he would do interviews. Cause I studied like Jimmy Carter. Thug Life, it is what it. When he would do interview, he'd just tell you like what it was, like how he thought, and you'd be like, "What?" Like there was no like when the original George Bush, when he would do interviews and stuff like that. You know, if you do research on him, he always kind of seemed like he's telling you like half of what's really going on. You see what I'm saying? Whereas Jimmy Carter would just like tell you what it was. You know what I mean? So I agree with you. Kimberly said he was a good man, too honest for politics. And then he said this guy is still alive, might be like 204. We not disrespecting this man. And then Kimberly said he just died. Yeah, Kevin Jackson said better than Trump. You said Jimmy Carter is better than Trump. That's your opinion. And then Houston is a member on the channel. He said 100 is a blessing. Yeah. You got to think, man. He got to see his family grow up. You know, and he had the royal treatment, man. Being a president. Kimberly said, "Thanks for giving him his props." Got to, man. He used to be a president. Kelvin Jackson said Trump could never compare. I don't know, man. I don't think anybody really can compare to Trump, me being real. The only reason I'm saying that, like, Trump had a very good presidency. You can't tell me he didn't. I won't believe you. Well, hey, he had a very good presidency. He was able to, everybody was making money. Country was moving in a good direction. No new wars. I'm not, like, comparing Trump to Jimmy Carter, but just to me, Trump was a very good president. And then you got to think, like, the whole, like, he had like Department of Justice coming after him, like Fani Willis, like all of this stuff, like coming at him, like they gave him them felonies, like doing all, and he still like persevered, got the nomination, and became president of the United States. Like I've never seen nobody do nothing like that, bro. Nobody, you know. So nah, we putting respect on Trump. Dom said, "Man, no, we ain't saying that about him." We ain't saying no disrespect. No Fox Given said Biden legacy. We gonna talk about that. But what y'all think about this January 6th? January 6th, political prisoners filed landmark $50 billion lawsuit against the DOJ. Wow. It says over 100 individuals incarcerated for their roles in the Capitol protests has come together to launch an unprecedented $50 billion class action lawsuit against the Department of Justice, and a legal battle set to reshape the narrative surrounding January 6th. The lawsuit, described as historic in scope and ambition, seeks restitution for what the plaintiffs allege is politically motivated persecution by federal authorities. I think they got a case. What y'all think? I think they got a case. I think they do got a case. All these advertisements is crazy. It says over 100 individuals incarcerated for their roles in the Capitol protests have come together to launch an unprecedented $50 billion class action. Man, it says spearheaded by Jake Lang, a January 6th defendant who has been in prison for nearly 4 years. The January 6th restitution and wrongful incarceration lawsuit highlights claims of unjust treatment, inadequate legal representation, and unconstitutional detention conditions. It said, according to the lawsuit set to be filed on January 20th, 2025, the plaintiffs argue that the DOJ engaged in selective enforcement, disproportionately targeting individuals aligned with conservative ideologies, first reported by the Gate Pundit. The group alleges a weaponized justice system that imposed heavy penalties on peaceful protests, many of whom claim they were exercising their First Amendment rights. What do y'all think? Mark Littleton said, R.I.P. Carter, love Trump. Trump gets all the respect. Both of them. I respect both of them. And it said, this isn't just about restitution. It's about setting a precedent, said Lang, who founded the advocacy group Federal Watchdog. Weaponizing government and lawfare against conservatives can never become the standard in America. Federal Watchdog claims that the FBI pursued plaintiffs who had protested at the Capitol on January 6, 2021, and described them as being hunted down like animals. Somebody said, hey, just tuning in. Wanted to make sure I said hi. I hope you had a good Christmas. Yeah, I did, Britt. Oh, shout out to Britt. Britt, I ain't seen you in a minute. Britt, you better not be trying to leave. Britt, you better not be doing that. What you been doing? You know, it says the January 6th breach following the President Trump rally in Washington, D.C. marked one of the most significant security failures in modern American history. All right, I'm going to say this. And be very careful when I say this. There are things being alleged, right? People are alleging that doors was open so people could just go right in there. You know, some things that's being alleged. I'm not saying it. Hey, I'm not saying. So I'm interested to see how this lawsuit plays out. One thing for sure, right? They're going to try everything in their power not to let these people out of jail. If they end up letting these people out of jail, what do you think's going to happen? It's going to show, you see what I'm saying, that maybe they were wrong. And then it's going to add more validity to some of this stuff, right? And they already got a class action law. The government is not trying to pay $50 billion. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to do that. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I hope this is going to sound crazy. Yeah, Britt better stay in here. Britt, she better not be playing, bro. Look. This Trump need to let them out. Doug, like I'm just saying, I'm sorry. Get mad. Trump need to let them out. Give them a pardon. Hey, if Joe Biden want to give Hunter Biden a pardon, let these people out of jail. Especially if there was if they don't really have that much information on them to make them like, you know what I mean? Let them out. Let's see. Denise Perry said, God rest his soul, love Trump. And then Robert said, Cleveland in the building. Gift said, Thug life. Robert said, hello, Britt. Britt said, I watch you as much as I can. No worries. I'll always be better. Brett Bud, stop playing, man. Said, always be here. I meant to say. All right. And then Stefan said, if they thought they was wrong, they definitely wouldn't let them out. So, yeah, that wouldn't be what I thought if that what they did. I don't know. I don't think they got to have a lot of, I like these trials and all of that should have been public. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, they make everything else public. Luigi Maggion, we see them marching him down. They're making a big spectacle of it. Mayor Eric Adams behind Luigi Maggion, like being walked down the, you know what I'm saying? The pier and all of that. Like, why can we see all of that, but we can't see any of these, like, cases? Law and Crime Network got everybody, like, court cases and talking about everything. Like, why aren't we seeing stuff like this with January 6th? I'm curious. Like, that makes me very curious. You know what I'm saying? Some people, I think they might have people that don't need to be locked up. No, what if some people were just there protesting and felt like, all right, I'm going in here, I'm going in the like this, like y'all gotta think, bro. Like, the government is supposed to be working for the people. The government is not like supposed to be working against the people at all. You know what I'm saying? That's what we've learned to think, accept, but that's not how it's supposed to be. So if they're supposed to work for the people and the people are holding them to it, the people aren't like evil for holding the people to, you know, holding the government to working for its people. They're not evil to have a picket sign. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, like, this ain't right. Like what's evil about that? But a lot of these like news networks and pundits and TikTok left-wing artists and all of that, like, they will make you think that January 6th was like the worst thing in the world to even question the government. It's healthy to question the government. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, Stephen said, if you storm the U.S. Capitol building, you dang right they're gonna make a spectacle out of you. Hey, they don't want nobody going in the Capitol, man. They're like, oh, they want to come in the Capitol. They think they got rights. We're going to show you how much rights you got. They went on a manhunt. I don't know if y'all remember this. It was years ago. Was it 4 years ago? They went on a manhunts looking for people. They're like, y'all think y'all are going to... They finding people playing their PlayStations. People think they being like, what they call it? Like, swatted. They're like, nah, we know you was in that Capitol building. Get up here. Put these cuffs on. They wasn't playing, bro, but 50 billion. Oh, man. That's a lot of money. The January 6th breach, following the President Trump's rally in Washington, D.C., marked one of the most significant security failures in modern American history, even though there's videos of people opening the doors, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It says the event saw hundreds of people breach the Capitol, temporarily halting the certification of Joe Biden's electoral victory and its aftermath. All right. I'm not going to say, you know what I'm saying? I can't, like, because of how social media work, like, I have to be careful, like, how I say it. This is our country. If you feel like you're not being listened to, like, you should be able to make your voices heard peacefully and patriotically. Shout out to Trump, Thug Life. You know what I'm saying? Trump, I learned how to, you know what I'm saying? Thug Life, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to peacefully and patriotically let your voices be heard. Like, am I wrong? I see people hitting the, you know what I'm saying? The emojis and everything. Double tap the screen if y'all can't, Thug Life. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to peacefully and patriotically make your voices be heard with no problems. So, halting a certification. I'm not going to say halting a certification of somebody being a president is what you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that. But you should peacefully and patriotically let your voices be heard. I say that. It says, in its aftermath, federal prosecutors launched one of the largest investigations in U.S. history, leading to the indictment of over 1,000 individuals for offenses ranging from trespassing and vandalism to assaulting law enforcement and seditious conspiracy. Bro, seditious conspiracy. Like, come on, government, bro. They like, we dropping conspiracy cases on y'all. That's it. Like, when they put conspiracy, they just try to get you on something, bro. It says high-profile convictions included leaders of groups such as the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. While some cases resulted in plea agreements and prison sentences, others ignited debates over the balance between lawful protests and criminal actions. Y'all do know this, right? So every time there's like a presidential election, they put in a place, like they sign into laws to where like the military and stuff like that can take action if people get out of control. You know what I mean? Like, that happens. You know, so I mean, but weaponizing the Department of Justice like this, like giving people seditious conspiracy cases, is interesting. And they went after 1,000. Bro, Hunter Biden's got a laptop with like wild stuff in it. Wow, go to Twitter. And I don't understand why a lot of y'all don't even have Twitter. Go to Twitter, like search Hunter Biden's laptop on Twitter. You're gonna be surprised he's not in jail. And they went and indicted 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And the stuff Hunter Biden was doing, way worse than all of this. Hit the like button. Thug life. Way worse than letting your voices be peacefully and patriotically being heard. You know, they want to use that word storm. They stormed. Oh no, man. Yo, I remember seeing like that election. I'm just saying what I seen in Nevada, I think it was. Who won Nevada? Wasn't it the... Hold on, let me see this. Hold on. Let me go to AP News. So, yeah, Biden carried Nevada by 2.39%. Slightly smaller margin than Hillary Clinton and two. Bro, I seen like people like they were parked alongside the highway. It was like all of Nevada in protest of this, saying like there's no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like when I seen like them in the helicopters, like all of them people that was like upset, like and trying to speak out. I'm like, how did Biden win that? I was just wondering. So I'll say I was just wondering. You know, so I don't know, man. I think people have their concerns about that whole election, you know, and some people just wanted to peacefully and patriotically let their voices be heard. It said in its aftermath, federal prosecutors launched one of the largest investigations in U.S. history, leading to the indictment of over 1,000 individuals for offenses ranging from trespassing and vandalism to assaulting law enforcement and seditious conspiracy. High-profile convictions included leaders of groups such as Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. While some cases resulted in plea agreements and prison sentences, others ignited debates over the balance between lawful protests and criminal actions. The breach also spurred broader political and legal consequences, including ongoing scrutiny of Trump's role and related indictments concerning alleged efforts to overturn the election. Wow. Yo, when I look at stuff like this, right, and you have the government like using the DOJ to prosecute like 1,000 individuals. It reminds me of how smart the forefathers were. Like when they created the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, like they knew government could get to a point to where, like, look where government is right now. Like, let's be real. I'm just saying, look where it is. Like, are they working for you or are they working for Ukraine? American government. I'm just asking a question. Are they working for you or are they working for Ukraine? Where's your tax money going? If you complain or you protest, can you just go into a federal building and protest? Or do they have a lot of security measures to keep you out? You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of rules and regulations and ordinances and all of this to keep you from like saying anything. It's like the forefathers foreseen a lot of this, bro. That's why I love like reading about them, bro. It says the damage to children. Look, yo, they got the yo, why dude got a gas mask on, bro? Like they wildin', like they was wildin', like I'm trying to help y'all. They was wild. Some of them was wildin', bro. I ain't gonna even lie, bro. Some of them was wildin'. You know what I'm saying? Like they was wildin'. It says the damage to children who have spent 4 years without their fathers at home cannot be put into monetary value, Lang said. But we must being the healing process by holding those responsible for our unconstitutional, cruel, and unusual torture accountable. We're standing up to secure restitution for the thousands of broke lives left in the wake of January 6th persecution. This is about giving these families a chance to rebuild. No, a lawyer gets, what is it, 33 1/3% of whatever you make. Alexa, what's 33 1/3% of 50 billion?
33.3333% of 50 billion is 16,666,666,666.7.
So these lawyers, this law firm stands to make $16 billion off the taxpayers. What y'all think? What y'all think? Y'all think they should win this? Y'all was wild. Y'all was wild. Y'all was wildin', bro. Hey, January, I kept trying to, hey, y'all was, but they got the pictures of y'all wildin'. Y'all was wildin'. Trump said peacefully and patriotically let your voices be heard. Y'all up here wildin'. What is y'all doing? Yo, it said the lawsuit cites a litany of grievances, including loss of family, businesses, homes, careers, and years of emotional and psychological hardship. According to Lane, some prisoners experience physical mistreatment in custody, while others face severe mental health challenges due to prolonged incarceration. Among the plaintiffs are fathers separated from their children for years and individuals whose health has significantly deteriorated during their imprisonment. The lawsuit argues these hardships results from what they described as unconstitutional detention practices and the denial of fair trials. You know they wasn't getting no fair trial under the Democratic. Real quick, hey, everybody in here, first of all, what do y'all think? Do y'all think January 6th people got fair trials? Hit 1 in the comment section if you think they got fair trials. Hit 2 in the comment section if you think they did not get fair trials. You got to think, like, a Democratic president has won, right? And control, like, the DOJ, all of that. Do y'all think they got fair trials? 1 in the comment section if you think they got fair trials. 2 in the comment section if you think they did not get fair trials. Y'all let me know. Thug life. You know what I'm saying? 2, it's me said he believes that they got a fair trial. Froggy Megzy got the 2 in there. So you think they got a fair trial too? Time on my side said no, their trials were not fair, and some still sit in without a trial. So most people in here think they got fair trials. And then Ephesians said, I never watched the trials. Kelvin Jackson said he does not, but he don't think they got a fair trial. Everybody else think they got fair trials. Said, so I don't know, man. Said amongst the plaintiffs are fathers separated from their children for years and individuals whose health has significantly deteriorated during their imprisonment. Interesting. Critics of the DOJ handling of January 6 cases have long argued that the government response was disproportionately and politically motivated. Conservative lawmakers and commentators have pointed to leniency in other protests-related cases as evidence of unequal treatment. Jane Barnett says no. She hit the whole bunch of ones. So I don't know, man. Let's see what they thinking about Joe Biden's legacy here. Let's look at this.
Well, the country forgot Joe Biden's still president. But today his approval rating hit an all-time low, 34%.
As you prepare to leave the White House, any other regrets that you have? Anything you wish you would have done differently?
Well, I guess if I thought a lot about it, it'd be something I've done specifically done, but not generically.
No regrets.
Somebody said R.I.P. Brian Thompson. I don't know. I don't watch sports. I don't know who that is, bro.
Biden won't take this new poll well. He's obsessed with what people think of him.
When history is...
Froggy Megzy said, wait, 2 was for fair trials. Yeah, 2 was fair trials. So Froggy, you don't think they got a fair trial? Kelvin said they got fair trials. Stay in prison. Game over. Yo, Denise said 2 as they were inside the White House where they shouldn't have been.
All told, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to be?
I kept my word.
No, he did not. No, he did not, y'all. Said, what do you want your legacy to be? And then Joe Biden says that I kept my word. This dude literally was just under fire because he said he would not stand in the way of justice, right? And then he said that he would not pardon Hunter Biden. He goes ahead and pardons Hunter Biden anyway. And then he wants to say he wants to be remembered for being a man of his word. Like, what is this dude like? He did not just say that, bro.
Is all told, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to be?
I kept my word that when I said I was going to do something, I did.
Biden lied almost about everything, including pardoning Hunter. History's not going to forgive that. So Biden's delaying his retirement to clean up his legacy.
I'm not going away. I'm going to be deeply involved in the environment. I'm going to be deeply involved in foreign policy.
Hey, y'all, subscribe to the channel, man. We got to get to 100. That's the goal. 110,000 subscribers. A lot of y'all have been subscribing. Shout out to y'all, Thug Life. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to 110,000 subscribers. Like, what y'all doing? Y'all be worried, like, oh, it's a black man with 100,000 subscribers. Don't want him to get to 200,000. Can I get 110,000? Y'all trying to play me, bro? Why they be trying to play me? Christian Medwid, why they be trying to play me? Subscribe. Jana Barnett said, obviously you haven't watched the whole video. Robert said, nah, he said the dumbest stuff ever.
Involved in all the things I've been involved in before.
We don't know what Joe's going to do with the environment or foreign policy.
You know, he wants to be involved in environment and foreign policy. Has he lost it? Let's listen to this again, bro.
You prepare to leave the White House. Any other regrets that you have? Anything you wish you would have done differently?
Well, I guess if I thought a lot about it, it'd be something I've done specifically done, but not generically.
No regrets. Biden.
You can't think of anything he would have done different specifically. Crazy.
Won't take this new poll well. He's obsessed with what people think of him.
When history is all told, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to be?
I kept my word that when I said I was going to do something, I did.
Biden lied almost about everything, including pardoning Hunter.
I like how he said that. Biden lied about almost everything. Jesse Waters is hilarious.
History's not going to forgive that. So Biden's delaying his retirement to clean up his legacy.
Hey, Medwig, I think that's what it is, man. Said you ain't. Candace, oh, and she get on YouTube, she start batting them eyes. They like, subscribe. I did it too. Thug life. Here's what it is. Said, hey, I get it. Shout out, man. They like, he just regular black. We not subscribing to him.
I'm not going away. I'm going to be deeply involved in the environment. I'm going to be deeply involved in foreign policy.
Hey, Quiz L Deuce. I can't say that, but that's part of his legacy. He said he will always be remembered for his behavior. And then, somebody said free Mumia. Who's it?
Deeply involved in all the things I've been involved in before.
We don't know what Joe's going to do with the environment or foreign policy, and neither does he. The big guy isn't even working now. What makes you think he's going to do anything after January? But this is exactly how Biden's team likes it. Keep Joe far away from the spotlight.
I know. So KR said, I'm going to lower the cost of groceries. I have no power to, and I'm not going to do anything about grocery prices. What? What are you saying? And then Payne 1737 said, JC Waters is a pencil neck geek. He used to be O'Reilly's water boy. Hey, man, come on. Hey, we can't give Jesse Waters hey, Jesse Waters been low-key on fire, bro. I can't be dissing him. He been low-key on fire, man.
They don't want to end his presidency with one last humiliation. So they just made the decision to keep him away. And to me, I've been sad about it. I've been angry about it. Just really disappointed as a Democrat.
Oh, with the election lost and Biden put out to pasture, Democrats are leaking like a busted sink. The Wall Street Journal talked to more than 50 Biden insiders to find out what's really been going on in the White House for the last 4 years. This bombshell report reveals Biden was even worse than we thought. Joe was AWOL most of his presidency.
Boy. So once again, we got to talk about lying Joe Biden. Okay, lying Biden. Lying Joe. Okay, that's going to be my new nickname for Joe Biden because it seems like every time his mouth is moving, he is lying about something. And the latest lie.
And this goes back to what I said earlier. It's like, yo, the government doesn't even really. I can't say they don't care about the people, but it's like, yo, like they just be lying to us. Like we're just dummies. Like, you know what I mean? Like we don't see anything. Like, but then you also got to understand, like we be voting for these people. They're probably just like, you know what I mean? You couldn't see it like years ago that I lie and I do it. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in office now. You can't do nothing about it. You know, I don't know, man. Like they just they don't care. They just lie. I always was taught. Let me ask y'all in the comment section, right? I cannot wait for 2025, January 20th. I just want to say that thug life, right? What do y'all think about lying? Like, I teach my kids not to lie. Are we teaching people the wrong stuff? Because it seemed like, you know what I mean? Like, lying is not wrong. Like, if you watch, like, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, The View, MSNBC, CNN, it's like lying is not wrong. You know, but I can't be sitting around lying, man. I can't be doing that.
From Joe Biden is that he has no regrets, right? He had no regrets as president, right? He had no regrets for what happened during his administration, despite the fact that the Democrats staged a coup against him. And his legacy has basically been destroyed. He's going to go down as one of the worst presidents in American history, certainly the worst president of the 21st century. It is hard to imagine any other.
And then Robert, shout out to Robert. He said the good die young. Jimmy Carter dead at 100. Chill out. Y'all be wildin' in the chat, man. Y'all be wildin'. Hey, we gotta put respect on it. Like he, ex-president, bro. We gotta put respect on him, man. Crazy.
The president that we could have in the next 75 years or so being worse than this man.
Hold up. So Froggy Megs said, Trump, baby. Jason said, it's a good thing that Trump never lies. KR said, those are both Trump quotes. Jason said, right, Trump never lies. Christian Medwig said, good point. They all lie. I mean, Trump be telling more truth than it. Bro, he be telling the truth a lot, bro. Y'all keep saying what's up to me. Like what a super chat said. Thug life. You know what I'm saying? But like Trump be telling a lot of truth, bro. Like he be like when the media be coming at him, he be like, y'all, like, what y'all fake news asking me this? This is what it is. Like he be doing this, like he be like, this is what it is. Y'all fake news. That's why I don't be liking y'all. Like he be wilding. You know what I'm saying? Trying to tell people what's up. I don't know, man. I mean, everybody like lies every once in a while, but me. You know, but Trump be telling the truth, bro. Like he went in on Liz Cheney. She's like, she's a war hawk. Every time we in a meeting, she always want to go to war with somebody. Like he was wilding. I believed him. Well, I mean, what y'all mean? Like, what would he be lying about? KR said you can't name anything the guy and lied about other than changing his mind on pardoning his son, because any father would if he had an entire government attacking him for no reason. Didn't like Biden say something along the lines of he wanted the war between Ukraine and Russia to stop, but then he's giving them like permission to launch long range missiles into Russia? He's giving them like artillery and like all of that. Like, what are you talking about? When he literally, I like seeing what Democrats are saying. Shout out to them. Keep them in there. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
And it's just kind of sad, right? It really is thinking about what's going to happen to Joe Biden, okay? Because everybody kind of...
Marcus Chapman said, I see some Biden glazers in here. I mean, you got people that just think differently, man. Like some people like high grocery prices. And some people like that, man. They like being lied to. They like illegal immigrants flooding into America. They like that. They like people taking your jobs. Even like yesterday, we just reacted to Devory Darkins was doing a video and he was talking about how tech companies can now like they're hiring like I think like illegals or something like that. Like now they can hire them over Americans or something like that. Like he was saying. And we were reacting to that, but some people like that. They like people coming over and taking your jobs. They like no voter ID, so people from different countries can just come in here and like vote and infiltrate and change your government. Like they like that. They like that Biden be like allowing all of this, you know what I'm saying, illegals to just flood in here. They love that. They think it's cool. But then they want to complain that like, you know, neighborhoods are turning, you know what I mean, to these other countries. I don't want to say nobody specific, but these other countries.
Everybody sees the writing on the wall when it comes to how the American people are going to think about him going into the future.
But Joe Biden's record with regard to the things that he's accomplished, I think will stand the test of time. Now, what my dear friend Scott and others will talk about. And quite frankly, I'm going to say this on it, rightfully so. It was very disturbing to learn late in the year about just how how poor his health has become. And I, like many, I did not realize that it had gotten to that point. That being said, I think he's still, look, he showed up for the job. He got the work done. I think some of the accomplishments also in the
Wait, what? Is she serious? Hold on.
4 years. This bombshell report reveals Biden was even worse than we thought. Joe was AWOL most of his presidency.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So once again, we got to talk about lying Joe Biden. Okay, lying Biden. Lying Joe.
KR said, you're not a lawyer or military. How do you know I'm not a lawyer? Do you know that? You don't know me. Do you know what I went to school for? I'm just saying, like, how do you know that? Well, you'd be surprised, like, what I do. But, you know, I'm not going to tell you what I do. He said, Trump called all the military suckers and losers. I actually have respect for military, unlike Trump. Why did he say it, though? What was the context of what he said? Because y'all like to take little sound bites and take it out of context. And then we end up, like, finding out and reacting to him saying, like, something completely different than what y'all be saying he said. Like, what was the context of why he said it? Who was he talking about in the military?
Joe. Okay, that's going to be my new nickname for Joe Biden, because it seems like every time his mouth is moving, he is lying about something. And the latest lie from Joe Biden is that he has no regrets, right? He had no regrets as...
No, I don't think that's a lie that he's saying that he doesn't have any regrets. I think he doesn't have any regrets. Right? But we hear what he's saying, like the conservative perspective. But he probably is fine with all of this. All this mess. He think is right.
President, right? He had no regrets for what happened during his administration, despite the fact that the Democrats staged a coup against him. And his
Look at AA trolling. Said he supposedly said it when flying over Arlington. We who served were suckers. I doubt it. I doubt that happened, bro.
legacy has basically been destroyed. He's going to go down as one of the worst presidents in American history.
Hey, y'all, should we look that up? I normally look stuff up if there's a super chat. Should we look that up?
Certainly the worst president of the 21st century. It is hard to imagine any other president that we could have in the next 75 years or so being worse than this man. And it's just kind of sad, right? It really is thinking about what's going to happen to Joe Biden, okay? Because everybody kind of knows, everybody sees the writing on the wall when it comes to how the American people are going to think about him going into the future.
But
It said Trump denies calling fallen soldiers losers and suckers. And then it's a bunch of videos like, did he really say it? Did he really say it? So, I mean, did he say it or not?
Joe Biden's record,
Now you say supposedly.
with regard to the things that he's accomplished, I think will stand the test of time. Now, what my dear friend Scott and others will talk about, and quite frankly, I'm going to say this on it, rightfully so. It was very disturbing to learn late in the year about just how how poor his health has become. And I, like many, I did not realize that it had gotten to that point. That being said, I think he's still, look, he showed up for the job. He got the work done. I think
How's he like, what are you talking about? Like his, this lady is crazy, bro. Like his health started like declining and all of this, and he still showed up to the job. If he can't cognitively do the job, you don't like, if a doctor is about to operate on your heart and you see there's an obvious cognitive decline going on with the doctor, do you let him operate on your heart just because he's a doctor and he showed up and he's doing this and don't know what's going on? You're going to let him operate on your mitral valve, your tricuspid valve, your aorta? Are you really about to do that? Like, I don't understand how people be thinking. If you're about to have if something's going on and they find a tumor in your brain and they got to operate, do you want somebody that is having cognitive decline, like operating on you, that don't know what's going on, falling asleep? You want to fall asleep like they doing that? What is wrong with people? Just because he showed up to the job. Like, what is wrong with, like, bro, thug life. Thug life, bro. People is like, I do not be understanding, bro.
With the accomplishments also in the Middle East.
IREX said because she's bought and paid for. Yeah, King said you can't argue with people educated by CNN, ABC, CBS, MSNBC, etc. Yo, I cannot believe this lady is sitting here saying that he still showed up to the job. Like, what? He's a conservative, so I cannot wait for him to I hope he says something. Nah, hold on. I hope he says something. He be frying these people.
That it had gotten to that point. That being said, I think he showed up for the job. He got the work done. I think some of the accomplishments also in the Middle East and foreign policy will also stand the test of time.
You think the Middle East is in better shape today than when he took office?
Well, I think he got our hostages home. I think that's a big deal. I think it's important.
I'm sorry, which hostages?
He's gotten a number of people home. He was able.
There's still 100 people over there.
Well, there were more than that.
Including some Americans. Look, I think he's gonna leave office in disgrace. The Hunter Biden pardon was disgraceful. He's going to be remembered largely for inflation and for the disastrous Afghanistan pullout. And I think as we continue to, we're just getting the first draft of this now, but as we continue to learn about the massive cover-up that went on, not about his health, but about his mental acuity, to cover that up, the efforts that were undertaken by the White House staff, by his family, not in the last couple of months, but for all 4 years, I think it's going to be a really ugly chapter. It's a diminished presidency because of it. And I think we still don't know the full extent of what they did to try to hide what they've been doing over in the West Wing.
So I think
I rock with him. I rock with dog. I rock with him.
leaving in disgrace is when you have an insurrection at the Capitol. Like, that's leaving in disgrace. Being impeached twice is leaving in disgrace. So that's a difference. I think Joe Biden's going to be remembered in the short term for what you were talking about, whether or not he had the capacity to lead, who knew what when. I mean, there are many people outside of the very small network of Anita Dunn and Valerie Biden Owens and Jill Biden and Hunter. There aren't many people who knew the concerns that were there or whether or not he was up or fit for the job. And so those questions will be asked. Over the long term, this is somebody a lot like Mitch McConnell. You don't necessarily have to agree with everything they stood for. You don't have to agree with every vote, but you always knew they put the American people first.
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell puts the American people first.
So I think I'm getting to the point where I believe that Bakari Sellers is the dumbest, absolutely dumbest political commentator on television, right? There's not many people on television that are more out of touch than this guy when it comes to the current state of American politics, which should be surprising. This is the guy that thought that Kamala Harris could beat Trump, right? Thought that Kamala Harris had a decent chance of winning, right? Now, all these black and brown people are going to come out and vote for Kamala Harris, right? Soul Sister Harris. That didn't happen. Okay, that didn't happen. So, again, what you're seeing here is that Biden, he knows that his legacy is cooked. Okay, his legacy is going to be the president that lied to the American people about everything. Okay, his administration is the administration of gaslighting people. Okay, of woke lunacy, of a bad economy, open borders, chaos, destruction. That's what his legacy is as president. Right. And that's just the reality of the situation. Now, again, the hilarious part about it.
Hold on. John Saxon said these people have to be smoking what Hunter been smoking. Shout out to everybody that subbed up, subscribed. We just got like a whole bunch of subscribers. Shout out to y'all. Thug life. Everybody who in here right now, say thug life real quick in the chat.
Is that Biden tried to avoid this by dropping out of the race. The whole point of him dropping out of the race, it was a legacy decision, okay? Because it was almost guaranteed that if Biden stayed in the race, he was going to lose to Trump. And Democrats at that point certainly would have destroyed Biden for that, right? They would have always said, well, Biden is the reason why we lost. If Kamala had gotten to the race, or we had gotten somebody else into the race to replace Biden, we would have beat
Brett
Trump.
said thug life. The real Phil said thug life. Froggy Meggsy said thug life. Michael said thug life. Larry said thug life. Matthew 9:21 said thug life. I invited my mama in here. Thug life. Sean said thug life. Marcus Chapman said thug life.
That's what they would have said, right? And Biden never wanted to drop out, but the reason why he dropped out is because he didn't want to risk having his legacy destroyed if he chose to stay in the race. So he decided to.
Real quick, y'all. We gonna get back to this. My girl keep messaging me, bro. Right? She said something. She was just like, "What's a movie called Nosferatu? What is that, bro?" She's like, "You want to go see Nosferatu? Like, what is Nosferatu, bro?" Did y'all see that? Somebody said, Medwood said, I saw a video today of Hunter and Joe in China with all Hunter's boys collecting envelopes. Y'all is crazy. Boss Level said, thug life. Robert Bennett, thug life. Rhonda, thug life. King said, thug life.
Step aside and to
Can't wait for January 20th.
allow Kamala to take his place in an attempt to save his legacy. But it turns out it was damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? He was screwed regardless of what he decided to do, because Democrats are still blaming him for Trump winning, right? And he's been thrown under the bus left and right due to the fact that a lot of Democrats are saying, well, it's Biden's fault due to the fact that he stayed in the race too long, right? He should have dropped out a long time ago, and that's the reason why Kamala lost. So let's read here, because Joe Biden is actually coming out and saying that he regrets stepping aside and letting Kamala Harris take his place because he believes that he could have beat Trump, right? Clearly, this guy has late stage dementia, okay?
we can't be making fun of dementia, bro. Like, for real. We can't be doing that. There's people really going through that.
Let's read here. President Joe Biden regrets dropping out of the 2024 presidential race because he believes he could have defeated President-elect Donald Trump. Sources close to the White House told the Washington Post. Now, again, that's not what he said in his interview, right? He didn't tell the reporter in his interview that that's what he regrets. Again, these people lie so much. They lie about everything. Can't even just
So, one in the chat if you think Joe Biden has a good legacy. 2 in the chat if you think he has a bad legacy. What do y'all think? I want to see what the chat thinks. 1 in the chat, good legacy. 2 in the chat, bad legacy. I'm not saying either way. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what y'all think. Jason Jeffers III, he said, you're like actually ridiculous and silly. Oh, he's talking about AA? I said, that's right. Jason said, Elon Musk is building a gigafactory in China to make his Tesla cars. I mean, he's got factories in China already. So Tristan said 2. Stevens got a whole bunch of 2s. Joe Biden, bad legacy. Larry 2. AA 2. Huckleberry 2. And Marie with the 2. Christian Medwig with the 2. Froggy with the 2. Dale Wright with the 2, Jody with the 2, all the way. Jason said 2. I think he has a bad legacy because of how he handled Garza. Okay. Dale Wright 2, Bobby Wallace 2, Time on my side 2 times, 2 million. Dale Wright 2, Heather B 2, can't even handle stairs. Yo, what? John, what? Oh, y'all crazy. Heather is violent. Brendan said 1. Oh, you think he had a good legacy? Helene with the 1, good legacy. John Saxon said 2, the absolute worst. Marcus Chapman with the 2. Yeah, Jody with the 2. Raymond Lindsay said he beat Trump already before, so what makes you think you weren't going to beat him again? I mean, did he win against Trump or did they say he won? You know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of 2s, you know what I mean? Peggy Watson with the 2. I don't know, man. Julia Maxberry with the 2. Stefani McCain with the 2. So a lot of people with the 2s, man. Larry said his factory in Shanghai is going to make batteries, not cars. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Shout out to Elon Musk.
Have an honest conversation about what you regret, right? As president.
Yo, Agony 702 said this guy poops his pants. Big 2. Learn Provider says Sleepy Biden and Dumbbells Harris, both 2. Larry said because he dropped out, you don't drop out if you are winning. Yo, his last debate performance wasn't the greatest. You know, even Nancy Pelosi was like, he should have been dropped. He got her back recently, though. Like, he clapped at Nancy Pelosi. He was like, nobody should, working in Congress or any of these positions, should be able to trade stocks. But he ain't say nothing beforehand, right? Jody said they stole the 2020. Britt said, right, Jody. I can't say that. I'm not saying you wrong, Jody. I'm not saying you wrong. And then Franklin T. Justice said, Joke will be remembered as a traitor. Yo, they are literally opening up our borders, bro. That's crazy.
The newspaper reported it spoke to numerous people close to the outgoing president. Some said Biden had a number of regrets about his 4 years running the country. Among them was stepping aside in July and putting his weight behind the presidential bid of Vice President Kamala Harris.
Exactly. King Fire, winners never quit. That's why Trump didn't let them make him quit. He kept fighting. Now look at him. Everybody like, we voting for the felon.
So I mean, I would regret that as well too, because I think everybody knew that she couldn't win, including Biden. And I believe that's the reason why Biden endorsed Kamala Harris is because.
Yeah, but shout out, we do want to give Jimmy Carter another shout out. Shout out to Jimmy Carter, man.
He knew that she couldn't win, and he could have an "I told you so" moment if she loses to Trump. However, Biden's not really having that moment because, again, he's kind of being blamed for everything, right? It's not like they're turning around and Democrats are saying, oh, see, we should have kept Biden in the race. Biden was the only person that could beat Trump. That's not actually what's being said. I think that's what Joe thought would be said, but that's not what's being said, right? What's being said is that, again, it's Joe Biden's fault. Okay, so I think he just kind of regrets letting Kamala Harris get into the race. Now knowing that it was kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? They were going to smear me like this. I might as well have stayed in the race and lost even worse than Kamala Harris did. Because, I mean, I think that Trump would have beat Joe Biden by way more than he beat Kamala Harris, right? I think that if Biden was in the race, I think Trump could have won California. I'm almost damn sure that Trump would.
Yeah, he might be right. It was already a clean sweep. It probably would have been worse if Biden would have ran. They've been away. I mean, he can't physically run again. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't, like, what if, and Democrats are very interesting. They would still vote for Biden, even with him being in this shape. And then you got to think, if he won, like, come on, Biden doing another 4 years. Like, look how he is, like, now. And it took 4 years for him to get like this. Like, get as bad as he appears to look like on camera right now. So another 4 years, bro.
Would have won New York. Okay, I personally think we would have saw a lot of these like solid blue states flip red had Biden stayed in the race. In fact, I mean, Democrats basically came out and said, yeah, with Biden in the race, we had electoral maps showing Trump basically winning every state. They already admitted it. Also, apparently, Joe Biden is mad at Merrick Garland, right? He is upset because Merrick Garland slow walked prosecute Trump, aka he didn't go after Trump hard enough, right? Fast enough. He didn't do enough sloppy work. while simultaneously allowing his son Hunter Biden to be pursued on gun and tax charges. So basically, he believes that his family, his son, they are above the law. Okay, that the law.
That is crazy. Like, why do we even follow the rules, bro? Me being real, like, it's hard to like believe in this government, man. It's what it is, man. It is very hard to believe. Like, y'all don't be. I don't know, man. It's like he don't have to pay taxes, none of this, but then we got to do all of this stuff. Like, it's crazy, man. They are like literally above the law. Like, they're princes and kings and queens, and that's how it feels. Like, we're just the jesters, the pawns, which we are, like, really, you know what I mean, in the grand scheme of things. But it's like they just, the way they handle it, it's like, this is crazy, man. They act like they're not even voted in. They don't even care about the people that vote for them. It's just all about whoever's donating to them. Like, the founding fathers should have put something in place, like, to where, I mean, I guess the economy wasn't really running like it is now. But they should have, I mean, they thought about it a lot. I can't really say nothing about the founding fathers, but somebody should have put some rules to where donors can't come in and infiltrate our government. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, man.
Law does not apply to them, and that Merrick Garland should have went out to Trump harder, right? Should have went out to Biden's political opponents harder. Okay, apparently that's what he regrets. Okay, he regrets.
Sal G said, you're right. Why should we even follow the rules if they don't have to? And somebody said it's nonsense that I said that. You should follow the rules even though they don't have to. Like, what? Human beings, bro. Interesting.
His administration not being more authoritarian. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that being said, again, we all realize that Biden is upset with Trump, right? He's mad that Trump is not in jail, and he's doing everything that he can.
Jason Jeffers III said, Piper, that's the smartest thing you've ever said. Donors and money in our politics will never allow it to be for us, the common people. It won't. Like, when I seen AOC, like, running up the stairs, like, getting away from the reporter, and like, when these people are being asked questions by, like, regular people, and they running away and don't care and won't talk to you, and it's like, y'all are working for us, man. But they're not. They're working for donors. That's why when they call the government shutting down, and then they give you, like, books this thick. That's like a Lord of the Rings book, like 3 Lord of the Ring books put together. You know, with all kind of pork, whatever, for their friends. Like, they're donors. It's crazy. I cannot wait for Elon Musk to get in there and tell us what's going on. I cannot wait, bro. Him and Vivek, I gotta see. And you know they're gonna tell the truth. Elon Musk gonna be all over Twitter like, look at all this bloat we done found, what they doing. What they trying to, the pork spending, and what they trying to do to the American people. We gotta shut this down and shut that down. I cannot wait, bro.
To try to undermine Trump before Trump gets into office. Like, for example, a couple days ago, we talked.
Jody said AOC had to sleep her way into Congress. I don't know if she did or not. I don't know if she did. But she got, like, strong support, so I don't know if she did or not.
Talked about the story involving Joe Biden working out the contracts with the unions in order to prevent them from being forced to come back to work. Okay, to work.
So Jason has a crush on AOC. You see him down there in the car. He crushing on AOC.
%.
I get it,
because
man. I get it, man.
A lot of federal employees are now working remotely, and Trump is saying, no, the party's over. You have to come back to work. We have all these empty buildings that we're not using, that we're paying money for to maintain, and we're not using them. You need to come back to work. Okay, that or you're fired. Biden is trying to prevent Trump from being able to force the employees to come back to work. Okay, or to mass fire federal employees. Right. That is what.
Y'all hit the like button. You know what I mean? They're trying to slow the video down. Hit the like button.
Biden is currently doing. Okay, he's trying to
Double tap the screen, all that. Tristan said, Helen, when are you going to learn how to use the word fascist?
undermine Trump's agenda. Not only is he trying to undermine Trump's agenda when it comes to that, he's also trying to undermine Trump's agenda when it comes to the border and border security.
Yeah, I think Jason is defending AOC.
Because Biden is trying to make it harder for Trump to finish the wall. Biden, his administration, has been selling off border wall materials.
That's another thing, bro. Like, the Biden administration is selling off border wall materials. That's crazy. To make it harder for Trump to build the wall. Like, Jason, do you see this? Jason, hey, in the comments, Jason, do you not know that's going on? Jason said, I'm defending the fact that AOC stands against big dollar money in politics. Google it if you want to know. Yo, man.
In order to prevent Trump from being able to finish the wall, okay? Because, again, Biden is jealous. He's upset, right? He knows that Trump is going to come in and he's going to clean up the illegal immigration problem, which is something that his administration made a whole lot worse. And, again, he's trying to prevent Trump from doing that, okay? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and react to this clip because the judge has basically stopped Biden from continuing to undermine Trump by selling off parts of the border.
Texas court rules the Biden administration must immediately stop selling parts of the landmark border wall from the
Google staff contributions favor Democrats. Hold up, bruh. Google staff contributions favor Democrats. He wants me to check Google. Let's see. Who does Google give political donations to? California-based Alphabet and its employee owners and affiliates, including Big Hand Group 1, DeepMind Technologies, Google Australia, Google Cloud, Google Inc., Google Nest, and Google Ventures, have offered up $7.9 million in political donations so far this year for the 2022 election cycle, according to Open Secrets. The places Alphabet in 41st place out of 27,872 spots in terms of largest donors. Corporations and their employee owners and affiliates have been playing an enormous role in elections, especially since January. Let me show y'all this. Y'all know I'm not just making this up. It says corporations and their employees, owners, and affiliates have been playing an enormous role in elections, especially since January 21st, 2010, when the Supreme Court overruled the prohibition of corporate. Of course, the Supreme Court's going to overrule this. Our good old Supreme Court, right? I wonder who paid some of them people to overrule that. You know what I mean? Have been playing enormous roles in elections, especially January 21st, 2010, when the Supreme Court overruled the prohibition on corporate independent expenditures in the case Citizens United versus Federal Elections Commission. Since corporations can contribute unlimited amounts to campaign spending according to the Campaign Legal Center, the court assumed that unlimited corporate campaign spending would pose no threat of corruption or the appearance of corruption because it would be independent. Like, come on, bro. Our government is so corrupt, bro. The CLC detailed on its website, adding that it has become clear in the year since the voters are not getting enough information about the true source of campaign spending and this supposedly independent spending in support of candidates or their campaigns is often unintentionally coordinated. The bulk of Alphabet affiliate contributions in Congress and federal candidates went to Democrats at around 80% of the total amount of contributed dollars per Open Secret. Like, wow. That's crazy. As the November midterm elections approach, it may be worthwhile to look at who Alphabet and its affiliates have donated to. So let's see. Where's Google? Let's see. Wow. Nah, man. Let me stop talking about Google. Shout out to them. I just want to say shout out to Google. Yo, that's crazy, man.
First Trump administration, a major win for the president-elect's border security agenda.
Yeah, Jason, he said Google probably gives money to everybody. I don't know, man. Like when when you were, Elon Musk was kind of showing during the election, like when you were looking up how to vote for Trump, it kept pulling up like Kamala Harris and stuff like that. Like, he was showing that on his Twitter. So I don't know what they contribute to. Let's just say that. That's all I want to say.
Allowing him to use those materials in his second administration. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton celebrated this ruling, saying, quote, "We will hold his administration accountable," that is the Biden administration, "for illegally subverting our nation's border security until the very last day in power." End quote. Joining me right now, Republican strategist Bobby Eberle and Democratic strategist Dante Mills. Dante, I'm going to start with you.
You know what's funny, Jody? Because Jody said, Jason, how does Elon doing anything hurt your life? People cannot stand Elon Musk. I don't like Elon Musk because I don't like how he runs Tesla. Like, that's what I don't like about him. You know what I mean? Like, his political views, I don't care about. Like, I don't have a problem with his political views because I kind of have his same political views, right? But, I have a Tesla, so he can affect my updates and, different things, with my car. So, that's how Elon can affect me. But other people, if anything, you got to think about this. If Elon Musk and Vivek can get into the government, which they're going to do, and be head of DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, if they can figure out how to lower the expenditures of the government and get rid of whatever agencies or whatever bloat in the agencies that don't need to be there, right? And all these people that's holding offices just for tenure and stuff that don't even do anything and wasting tons of money on. If they can figure out how to save money, don't y'all want Social Security when y'all get older, y'all paying into it? If we keep spending money recklessly, how do you think they're going to have money to pay for these services? So if Elon Musk gets into the government, right, and Department of Government Efficiency or whatever, right, and him and Vivek starts finding out all of this, and they start saving the government billions and billions and billions of dollars, because they could easily find billions of dollars in wasteful spending. If they could, because they could put together a bill that'll have $400 million to see if whales make, whales in the ocean, if they make specific tones and sounds. You know what I mean? It'd be bloat that being bills. If they can just get a lot of this stuff out of government, he can affect your life in a positive way. When you get old and you need Social Security, you might need it. The government would probably have money available, so I don't understand why people don't like Elon Musk when it comes to Department of Government Efficiency. Don't you want the government to be efficient? Because if the government is efficient, they're not overspending, right? When you got a government that's overspending, what happens? They hire more IRS agents to come after who? You! To pay for all this overspending and all of this crap. Yo, why is my job calling me? I don't care how much y'all gonna pay me. I'm not gonna work. Leave me alone. Somebody said Social Security would never go anywhere regardless of who is the president. Jason said, you just honestly don't even Jason, we can't help you, bro. There's no way.
President-elect had called the Biden administration selling and auctioning off portions of the wall.
I just don't like Elon Musk. He's got too much money. he is a Democrat. You got too much money, they get mad at you. Like, why does he have money? He shouldn't have earned all that money. That's how Democrats be.
Illegal as well, and says that it has cost taxpayers millions of dollars. They've been doing this since 2023.
I just don't get it. Said, bro, just look at one politician and Maura Healey is mass. The amount of taxes they get annually, but yet there's never enough funding to help people with housing or keep them from cutting from. Yeah, exactly.
A very odd decision to make after,
man. He's just trolling.
An executive order finally realizing that the immigration crisis had reached a chaos that no one could personally handle, including the Border Patrol officers. How does the decision to actually sell off parts of the wall impact Biden's legacy and the perception of Democrats?
It doesn't at all. We know that immigration is an important policy, but the plan under current President Joe Biden was not to use those pieces of material. That has nothing
Christian Medward said, cut the defense budget.
nothing to do with the larger scale policy. He was actually trying to be efficient for the American people and save them money.
Manila said, you can't earn that much money without a corrupt system. The dude helped. He created Tesla, bro. Like, he was one of the people with Tesla. Well, y'all remember that? Like, he had to get a loan for all of that. And the company became profitable. Like, and it was kind of like an open forum with the company. Like, we always knew what was going on with Tesla. And we seen how much money, how rich he was getting off of Tesla. Like, the dude didn't create it. PayPal, we literally seen him create. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I don't know. I used to be like an Elon, like fan, thug life. It is what it is. Like, he created like PayPal and sold it, made money. He created like mad stuff, sold it. And then like he started investing in a Tesla. And then he became like super rich doing that. Like, what? Like, just because you have money doesn't mean like you doing like crazy illegal stuff. Like, that don't mean that. And then he paid the loan back. And the company was making money hand over fist, Tesla. People don't want gas cars. Like, do you want a gas car? Some people just want to. I don't want new technology. No! Anything new that's technology, I don't want it. Anything that makes my life easier, I don't want it. No, make it harder. I want to pay for gas. I like paying $60 a week. Like, it's like some people just like stuck in their mind. Like, they don't. There's nothing you can do. People just don't like anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why people don't like him because of his business act. Like, you know what I mean? I don't like certain things about him running Tesla, but I mean, the dude make money from, and he could have like Elon Musk could probably be a trillionaire right now if he decided not to have the facilities to build the cars in America. Tesla is one of the most American-made cars out there. It's built in California and Texas. The Model Y and the Model 3 is built in California. The Cybertruck is built in Texas. Like, what do y'all want? He could literally just manufacture that in Mexico and then, like, make way more money doing that. But instead, like, he creating jobs and all that. Y'all, and he be paying his employees, like, mad bread. Y'all remember, like people don't even be going, they don't even be complaining about working for Tesla. He paid them so much they can buy a Tesla. And y'all don't like him. Like, I don't understand people. Like, people that work at BMW that sell BMWs can't afford a BMW. Or people that work at Porsche that sell Porsches cannot afford a Porsche. People that work at Rolls Royce can't afford them. Maserati can't afford them. You got realtors that can't afford houses. You know what I'm saying? Like, depending on if they're really good or not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they make enough money. They can have good benefits. They can buy whichever Tesla they want. And like, what is he doing? Like, he doing a lot better than a lot of like owners of companies or CEOs of companies. He's evil. Like, why? How is he evil? I don't know. He named his son X. Who names his son X? Human beings, bro. You just cannot like satisfy human beings, bro. If you own a Tesla and you don't like something about the Tesla and you blame him, okay. If you have Starlink, you know what I mean? Like the internet provider, and you don't like something about him because of that, okay. If you got like solar panels on your house and you don't like something about the Tesla company that put them in, all right. You know what I'm saying? If you got a power wall on your house and you don't like something because of Elon Musk and whatever, okay.
Money. So what he did is,
You want me to see a comment, super chat? Stop acting like a Democrat, bro.
there was rusting steel. There was steel that wasn't going to be used. It was rusting out. So he allowed that steel to be sold to outside companies in order for it not to go.
Medway said our defense budget is #1 in the world, more than the next 9 countries combined. Christian Medway, listen, thug life. The reason why our defense budget is high and it probably costs a lot more than other countries because we are a superpower. You know what that means? Our military is dominant. People don't want to mess with us because we got new jets and new like missiles and like new like all of this. Our Navy is for real, running like roaming the oceans with like them nukes on them. You see what I'm saying? Like, and they work. They're not like Russia. Like, they Navy is like all like deteriorated. Like, we keep all of that stuff up to where like we could be, hey, y'all mess around, it could go down. And we can get to you like that. That's why we be paying like all this money for the military. Who got one of the most scary militaries? The America military. We gotta spend money on it. Why do you think they respect us? If we stop spending money on the military, what do you think's gonna happen? The military is gonna get weak. Our technology is gonna become dated. We're not gonna be on the cutting edge of everything. So now you're gonna what? Russia to be on the cutting edge? You think Russia gonna listen to us if their military starts to become better than ours? Iran's military starts to be better than ours. You think they're gonna start listening to us? If we tell them you can't have this and you can't have that, you think they're gonna listen? Think about America, they got that weak military. They defense budget, they ain't want to spend nothing on their defense. Their defense is weak. We ain't listening to them. Like, that makes no sense. Like, you have to, hey, if the American government wants to spend money on the military, I ain't got no problem with that. I don't. That's me. I don't. Hey, Top Gun, one of my favorite movies. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with them spending money on the military. I want our military to be. Hey, if Ukraine had a military like America's, you think Russia would be invading them? Let's keep it real. 100. No. But they know they got a weak military, so they go, and you know what? Like, maybe the citizens should have pressed the government to spend more money on the military, and they wouldn't be depending on the United States military. These countries can talk all that stuff to all these different countries. They start talking reckless to us, they're going to have to deal with Trump. They don't want to do that. Because when Trump sat down and he talked to the dude from South Korea, you know what I'm saying? I can't remember his name because I've been up all night. You know what I'm saying? Dude, the Kim Jong-un, and he told Kim Jong-un, he was like, yo, no, go take a vacation. You got all these nice beaches. And, yo, I'm saying it verbatim. Y'all know your boy been like paying attention, thug. Like, he was like, you got a lot of nice beaches out here. Why don't you just go take a vacation on one of your beaches? Right? And he said, what did he say to Kim Jong-un? He was like, you know, we all got like buttons, you know what I'm saying, to whatever, like weapons or whatever, but ours actually works. He was serious with him when he said that. Kim Jong-un knew to step down. You know what I'm saying? Trump ain't playing. They know ours work. So, hey, believe you me, they remember that Nagasaki and Hiroshima. They remember that. You know what I'm saying? And Trump will do it if he needs to. You know, so yeah, man, our military, man, spend the money on it. I ain't got no, the NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Waste. It has nothing to do with the larger big picture.
Yeah, he said a bigger red button. He said ours works. He did an interview talking about it like he did. What he gonna say? What Kim Jong-un gonna say? Why you tell them you said that to me? Like, I'm Trump, bro. Like, thug life. We do what we want to do, and we gonna spend that money on the military.
I think there's a national belief that we have to tighten the border and take steps we need to make our country safer. But this was just trying to save taxpayers their money.
I have to have Bobby's take on this because I think that that's a very reasonable answer. And a lot of people at home are saying, yeah, that makes total sense. It's rustic.
Except that's not why they're doing it. Like, come on now. Like, let's not pretend that those materials could not have been repurposed, okay, or reused in some way, okay, to help build a wall. Okay, if a private company is willing to buy the materials, what do you think they're going to do with them? Okay, they're going to repurpose them. They're going to use them for their projects. Okay, they're not just going to throw them away.
Christian Medwick said we are also the #1 in homeless people and number 34 in healthcare. Okay, well, your local government should be helping them. The federal government is not the state, right? You still have a state. There's separation of powers. Why don't your local government do something about it? Why does the federal government have to keep growing and growing and bail everybody out of everything? Why don't your state do something about that?
They're not just going to go to waste. They can still be used. This is about saving.
Why don't you do something about it? Set an example for your local government. Why don't you buy a building? You can do that. Like, buildings aren't as expensive as people think. Like, I'm not talking about like a big high-rise building, like a vacant building, go in there, rehab it, and turn it into a homeless shelter. Go try it. See what you're going to be dealing with. People stealing from each other. You know what I'm saying? Fighting each other, doing all of that. You know, then you're going to have to hire security because people going to be bringing, you know what I'm saying, pipes and all kind of crazy stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? Doing all kind of wild stuff in there. Like, this is going to happen. Now you got to get like other people to control that going on. You know, why don't you set an example? Hey, Jimmy Carter set a lot of examples for his community. He did a whole lot of examples, and he won a Nobel Peace Prize doing a lot. He was one man that did we read his whole thing. He did a whole lot. So I don't want to hear that one person can't do nothing, because one person can do a whole lot. You know, it's just up to what you want to do. You want to just blame the government. You care about homeless people so much, do something about it. Have you taken in any homeless people in your house?
Money. They don't give a damn about saving money. What they give a damn about is trying to undermine Trump.
Exactly. Desiree Filou said, local government takes the money and it disappears. It be gone. Like, I don't know what happened to it. Facts.
Walls. We need to get rid of things that don't make sense, that don't work. But had those portions of the wall been used, we might not be where we are today. So, Bobby,
that's the problem. Why government keeps getting bigger and out of control and like, bro, like y'all just depend on like that's Democrat talk, bro. Like you just depending on the government for every little thing. Like, don't depend on the government for everything, bro. Like, make something happen. Get together, your local communities, and all right.
What's your take on this?
Well, right. There was a hostility from day.
And when I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I used to go to 707 church in Cleveland, Ohio, right? We used to go down like and feed the homeless shelters and do all kind of stuff like that. You know, trying to make a difference that way. And, you know what I mean? Organizers like working to try to like help out and do different things. Like just do it. Like I used to volunteer at like all kind of like try something. Like we all sit on the internet or whatever, complain, oh, the government should do this. The government. Do something about it. Create a business and, you know, get grants from the government. If the government see, okay, well, we got a person right here that's trying to do this for the you know what I'm saying? Maybe open up another homeless center with programs and all of this, and maybe they need some funding and maybe they can help you out. Maybe instead of them giving money to the government that's going to local government that's going to misappropriate it, lose it, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they can give it to you. You're an American too. You know, maybe run for office if you're that concerned. Regular people be running for office all the time. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, Thug Life. They run all the time. Local government, all the time. They just be random names on the ballot. You be like, how they even get on the ballot? You don't even know who these people are. They be running. You can do anything in this world. You ain't got to depend on the government. Federal government ain't here to help you, dog. You know? It's just like, you think like a job, human resources is really there to help you? I mean, this is kind of different, but human resources is there to help the company, not you. If you come to them with a problem, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to find a way to get rid of you if you start complaining. They're going to start looking for things that you're doing wrong to get rid of you. You see what I'm saying? Like, human resources ain't for you. Federal government, people look at them as human resources for the public. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, the federal government's going to protect this. And they don't care about you. The federal government is interested in protecting the interests of the United States, not you. United States is a country and a business. You know what I'm saying? It ain't you. That's my opinion on it. It's capitalism, baby.
From the Biden administration in an
not saying it's a fact. It's my opinion.
Overt plan to open the border. I mean, we heard over and over again that this was just seasonal. There's no border crisis, on and on and on. They stopped producing and building the wall. And this is just kind of the Biden administration's attempt to, stick a thumb in the eye of the Trump administration, just like they were doing with some of these pardons, just like they were doing with last minute debt relief on loans, but they stopped that. A lot of maneuver.
Jason said, I open a restaurant for the Grand Ole Opry. Nashville is okay. Yeah, bro. One thing about Nashville, I'm not from Nashville, Tennessee, but I live here. And one thing I've learned about living in Nashville, Tennessee, they are big on community. So like when the flood happened, it was like a bad flood that happened in Nashville, Tennessee. People's homes were like flooded and people got together, helped people rebuild their homes for free. They didn't say, President of the United States, we need money. No, people got together, banded together, and helped people rebuild. And their home insurance companies didn't have flood protection, and it was denying coverages. You see what I'm saying? So people couldn't afford to have their homes fit. People was coming in carpenters that may have had extra material and people that knew how to build homes and came in and helped people out. It's American. That's an American way. In Nashville, Tennessee, they did it. Look it up. There was places that was flooded. People were stuck in their cars. They couldn't they didn't know what cars was floating down the street. People took their boats from their houses, their own boats, and went to the piers and took their boats and came and, you know what I'm saying? Pick people up. They didn't get paid to do that. They just did it. Because they didn't want to see their fellow Tennesseans. That's why people be moving here. Because it's expensive. People be trying to get your money. It is what it is. But if it goes down, they gonna back each other up. You know what I mean? And help each other down here. That's how it is down here. That's why I don't want to leave.
at the end that I think, to answer your question, will
Somebody said you need big money to run from Congress. And bro, if you're popular, you get popular, you can get a grassroots movement. You can, bro, it's all kind of stuff you can do. It's just you want to do it. It's your brain. You know your brain works against you, right? You know what your brain does? Like, that's in your cranium, your brain. It operates off of homeostasis, right? So the brain, like, I feel like, right? I'm not a professional in this, but I feel like the brain operates with homeostasis. It tries to keep you as out of any type of anxiety or any type of, it just wants to keep you the same, your brain. You know what I'm saying? What's more comfortable for you? That's what the brain does. Right? Can anybody agree with that? Your brain does it, right? I'm saying it to say this. If somebody can sit here and tell you, do this, do that, run for this, do that, your brain is saying, oh, but you need to have millions of dollars to run for this, and you need to do, you're not even thinking like, there's ways I can get on YouTube, I can start going here, I can protest, I can do this, I can get my Instagram popping, I can, market myself, promote myself, you know what I mean, paid, sponsor myself, get on TikTok, wild out, you know what I'm saying, do what I got to do to get some grassroots movement and start getting donors, and like, you're not thinking about like the grind that you know what I'm saying, of what you can do. Your brain is telling you, it's homeostasis, trying to keep you safe, right? Your brain's gonna say, oh, but it takes millions of dollars to do that. Oh, but I don't know this person, and I don't know this person, and your brain's gonna present doubt to keep you comfortable. You see what I'm saying? Your brain doesn't want you to change. It wants you to be comfortable and relaxed. But if you want change in the world, you got to get uncomfortable. You know?
Tarnish his legacy. This is just another maneuver.
My brain told me today, don't go live. Just chill out, watch some movies. I didn't listen to my brain. I went live. I talked about entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I didn't listen to my brain. I was just out. Like, I went to it's called Shipley's. It's like a donut place. Went there, got home. My brain is like, oh, you got a hot tub right here. Like, just get a hot tub, relax, watch some movies. My brain. I didn't listen to my brain. I'm like, nah, Jimmy Carter died. I'm talking about it. 66,000 views on this video right now. If I would have listened to my brain, I would not have 66,000 views right now. I just went over 110,000 subscribers. If I would have listened to my brain, homeostasis, staying safe, I wouldn't have gone over 110,000 subscribers today. When I was listening to my brain, I had 67,000 subscribers 2 months ago. I stopped listening to my brain and I started talking about whatever I felt like talking about. I got 110,000 subscribers. Your brain, sometimes you don't want to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying what it is. So, but like, to bring it back, not to digress, to bring it back, if you want to create change and you feel like, oh, it's a lot of homelessness, it's a lot of that, change it. It ain't all up to the federal government. Make something happen.
Because the American people understood that the Biden administration was not.
You look at Jimmy Carter, whether or not you Democrat or Republican, you gotta respect that dude. You have to. His whole life was dedicated to public service. If it, like the way he lived, if he had a problem with something that was going down in that town, he got on a committee, he got on a group, he had a whole, like, he created a business. He did everything that he could to help the people around him. There was no excuses or depending on the federal government. He did what he had to do. So when it came time for him to run for president, everybody was like, or to run for, you know, like the seat of whatever he was doing. I think it was senator, whatever thug like him. So I can't remember. We just read it. You know, when it came for time for him to run for all of that, everybody got behind. I think he lost the first time. He ran again and he won. You know what I'm saying? He didn't let his brain keep him comfortable. He's like, yo, I'm going to do all that. I didn't help everybody locally. I didn't did this. I became a lieutenant in the military. You know what I'm saying? Working on submarine. You know what I'm saying? Working in the field, you know what I mean? In the submarine and, you know what I mean? With nuclear warheads and all of that. I done did all that. I want to, hey, you know what I'm saying? I did something for my country. You know what I mean? Now I want to like be bigger. I want to be the president. He came from a small town and did all of this. One man. He didn't sit back saying, "Oh well, I'm not rich." He didn't let none of that stop him. He just did what he did, and he became president. You know what I mean? He didn't, like, when he was born, it wasn't millions of dollars waiting for Jimmy Carter. He just made something happen.
Not serious about illegal immigrations. That's why it was one of the top issues going into the election and in exit polling as well. The Democrats failed miserably on this issue, and this is just Biden's last attempt to...
Exactly. Time on my side said, he said, quotation marks, "I'm with the government and I'm here to help." Most dangerous words ever. Ronald the man.
Try and subvert Trump in some way before he comes into power, before he really gets serious.
Tunda, you already know, said those donuts are good. Shipley's Donuts, yeah.
Border security.
And facts. That's exactly what's going on here, right? Biden is jealous. He's upset. He's mad that his legacy has been destroyed, because once upon a time ago, right, 4 years ago, Biden's legacy was going to be the guy who defeated Orange Man, that took down Hitler, okay, that stopped the insurrectionists, that brought the country together after January 6th. That was going to be his legacy. But 4 years of the worst administration of the 21st century, one of the worst administrations in American history. People realize, okay, yeah, your legacy in regards to beating Trump, again, that wasn't necessarily a good.
Colton said, facts, change is uncomfortable. They decided it's too much work. Exactly. Like, it's easy to get on, bro. It's easy to get on here just to complain about everything. I don't like this. I don't like that. This is terrible. The government needs to help. The government help us. Do something. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I've seen, like, local people affect more change than any elected official. Local people. And, like, me seeing it in Nashville, local people banding together and fixing things, like that's why Tennessee is built different. Bro, if the world, like, if the internet shuts off and the world goes bust, right? Tennessee will survive. I guarantee you. Everybody gonna get together and figure things out. It'd be a power outage. Everybody be outside talking to each other. You got, like, carpenters, like, fishermen, like, all these different, like, hey, we gonna figure out how to get some food. Y'all be up north, like, freaked out. You know what I mean? Oh, it's time to, you know what I mean, storm a Best Buy and steal TVs. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, what people be doing, like, you know, up north, Midwest, and all of that. Down south, they like, nah, we about to band together and fix this. You know? Just, it's different ways of looking at stuff.
Good thing, because a lot of people realize,
yeah, North Carolina would survive over like a Maine, you know what I'm saying, or like a Boston or a New Hampshire or something like that. Like, yeah, they gonna survive. Georgia, they gonna survive. They know how to survive. Like, people in the South know how to survive. I'm not from the South. I'm not saying that to say the South is better than the North and all that. There's things that people in the North do better than the South, right? But when it comes down to survival, I'm not from the South. When I came down here, I figured it out. They know how to survive. And they don't depend on the government for nothing.
we were much better off under Trump. So Biden is going down as the guy that ruined everything, okay, after Trump. And then Trump ultimately got back in office anyways, due to how bad his presidency was. So again, you know, his legacy is done. He's tarnished, and at this point, he's just being.
But I think Joe Biden. I mean, I agree with him on that point. Like, I think Joe Biden's legacy is definitely tarnished. Like, Hunter Biden, like, was the nail in the coffin. In my personal opinion, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, it's gonna be your kids. It's gonna be the ones that, you know, ruin things for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta make things great, or they can be a headache for the father. You know, and Hunter happens to be the headache for the father. Like, Hunter Biden, like, literally, his brother had passed from cancer, and he's messing with his brother's widowed wife. Like, what? one of many errors he's made as a human. The dude's been a problem from the jump. Like a problem from the jump. You know what I'm saying? My personal opinion. But shout out to everybody. I'm out. Come and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. We got 70,000 views on the video. I can keep going for us to get 100,000. You know what I'm saying? But I got to live a little life. You know what I'm saying? On Sunday. Shout out to everybody. But I'm out. Come and subscribe.